Lying in the glittering Adriatic Sea, just an hour's ferry ride from Split on the mainland, Hvar is one of Croatia's most beautiful islands and most popular tourist destinations. Its long and indented coastline is home to lots of secluded coves and gorgeous beaches, while jagged peaks, lush vineyards, and quaint little villages dot its mountainous interior. Besides the stunning scenery, the island also boasts many idyllic little coastal towns for you to visit. Each of these has its own look, feel, and identity. In this video, we explore the best things to do in Hvar Island. We've collected a list of the top things to do in Hvar Island, so make sure to include them in your list if you're a visitor. At first in the list, number 1, Trg Sv Stjepana, the beating heart of Hvar. It is around Trg Sv Stjepana, the main square, that life in the town revolves. One of the most beautiful, impressive, and oldest squares in the whole of Croatia, its paving stones are lined by marvelous historic buildings that date back to the 15th and 17th centuries. Besides the splendid St. Stephen's Cathedral, there are lots of elegant and important buildings, such as the Arsenal, Bishop's Palace, and Governor's Palace for you to gaze upon. Number 2, Tvrdava Fortica, looking out imperiously over Hvar from atop of a hill. Tvrdava Fortica has kept watch over the town for centuries. Although locals know it as Spanjola or Spanish Fort, the fortifications were actually built by the Venetians in 1278. Although earlier versions have stood in the same spot since at least the 6th century. In 1571, the fortress proved its worth when it sheltered and saved the townsfolk from the invading Ottomans, who pillaged and destroyed the town below. Number 3, Dubovica Beach, arching its way around a small cove with pine forests, olive groves, and centuries-old stone houses surrounding it. The white pebbled Dubovica Beach certainly is as picturesque as they come. Bordered by the shimmering Adriatic Sea, the beach is perfect for lounging lazily on. And you can always cool off in the inviting waters if you get too hot. Alternatively, head to one of its small cafes and restaurants to grab a drink or bite to eat in the shade while taking in the scenic setting. Number 4, Pakleni Islands, scattered about the Adriatic Sea just to the southwest of Hvar. This small archipelago is home to some stunning scenery. In total, there are 16 different isles and islets for you to explore. Surrounded by crystal clear waters, the limestone isles are coated in pine forests, with their indented coastline hiding secluded coves and bays as well as breathtakingly beautiful beaches. While Sveti Clement is the largest of them and has the most to offer in terms of cafes, restaurants, and bars, others such as Marinkovac and Jerusalem are just as worthwhile for their incredible beaches and laid-back vibe. Number 5, St. Stephen's Cathedral. Dominating one end of the main square in town, St. Stephen's Cathedral is certainly one of the most impressive and important landmarks in Hvar. Rising above the cafe-strewn paved piazza, its distinctive-looking bell tower and beautiful facade make for some great photos. This is one of the first sights you come across when you arrive in town. Exhibiting a harmonious blend of Baroque and Renaissance features, the current cathedral was built in the 16th century atop of an earlier church which was destroyed by the Ottomans. Number 6, Stari Grad, remarkably the oldest town in the whole of Croatia. Stari Grad was founded on the north coast of the island by the ancient Greeks in 384 BC. Over the course of its long history, the town has been ruled by everyone from the Romans and Venetians to the Austro-Hungarians and even Napoleon. As such, there are some fascinating archaeological sites for you to visit, as well as lots of old villas and churches showcasing various architectural styles. Number 7, Mlini Beach. Often overlooked by visitors to Hvar, Mlini Beach lies just a 10-minute boat ride away from the town on the western shores of Marinkovac, the second largest of the Pakleni Islands. Bordered by sparkling turquoise waters with delightful views out over the nearby islands, The Pebble Beach is the ideal place to head to if you want to sunbathe or swim in a pretty setting without going too far from Hvar Town. As a couple of small restaurants and cafes can be found not far from the beach, you can easily spend an afternoon or even day here quite happily. Number 8. Franciscan Monastery. Just a short stroll along the waterfront from the main square in Hvar. This fabulous 15th century Franciscan monastery is set in a very scenic spot overlooking a small cove. While its graceful bell tower and Renaissance-style cloister make for a fine sight, the monastery's real treasures all lie inside. Besides the marvelous collection of ancient artifacts, coins, and charts on display, there are also some impressive paintings by Venetian artists for you to enjoy. Number 9. Vrboska. If you're looking for a quiet getaway, then you can't beat Vrboska, the smallest town on the island. Tucked at the end of a long narrow bay, it is often called Mala Venecija or Little Venice. A small stone bridge connects the two sides of town, and it certainly does look gorgeous. Full of magnificent Renaissance and Gothic-style buildings with paved streets winding their way between them. Vrboska is a very serene place, with small fishing boats gently bobbing in the bay. At last in the list, number 10, Jelsa. Nestled away on Hvar's northern coastline, the small town of Jelsa certainly paints a pretty picture. Its red-roofed houses cluster around the blue waters of the harbor, backed by forest-coated hills and mountains. As it was founded all the way back in the 14th century, the town is home to some fascinating historic sites, with centuries-old churches lying alongside monuments and sculptures of famous figures. Although it may lack the star attractions of Hvar, it is a delightful place to spend some time, as its winding streets are lined with cozy cafes and rustic restaurants. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite things to do in Hvar Island? Is there something we missed? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to Greenable if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.